hadn't even been with you guys for a month, not even a couple weeks really. And I had my first deal on the contract, and that was my first deal closing. Um, which was, I mean, I was shocked. Well, basically, just I started off, and not the name drop or anything like that, or it's not really a bad mouth. It's actually a good thing. I started off with Jerry Norton's program. His program was $1,000, cost me $1,000. Um, and he was basically saying, okay, if you find these deals, then and you got to find these deals at 70% ARV, has to be a single family property. There was all this criteria that was caught up in it. It's pretty much the old school way of finding deals. Um, and me, I had just started like a week before I bought his program because I was looking for something. And so when I bought his program, it's very educational, no doubt. But the criteria is impossible in this market. This market is too competitive to be going after 70% deals. You're barely even getting 85% deals right now. So, and me looking for various deals for the Jerry Norton program, I stumbled across Investor Syndicate, program, which is with you guys, Ben. A gentleman introduced me to it, and he didn't really know a whole lot, but he was just like, "Hey, just bring me deals. Look at this estimate, and if you can find it, get the deal below this estimate and below the asking price, we got a deal." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, nobody uses estimate." Like even I know that as a new wholesaler, like I knew nobody uses estimate. So I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Just look at this estimate. So I actually brought the guy a deal, but I didn't look at this estimate. I was like, man, this dude is flaky. He don't know what he's talking about. So I did my own ARV off of a deal, and brought it to him. Well, it was one of those deals where all the properties around it was good deals, or what they had sold for a high ARV, but that particular property has so many problems with it that it was like, it was way over 40 grand in repairs, and it just wasn't a good property. It wasn't a good fit for the hedge fund program. So um the guy came back and he's like, dude, like you're overcomplicating it. You don't have to run your ARV. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is look at this estimate, make sure the property is a good property, and get the property for under the price that they're asking, and that's it. So um I ended up losing contact with that guy, but he had passed on uh your information, Ben, and Lisa's information, and so he had already plugged me into the system. So I was like, okay, all right, well, let me try this. So I mean, it wasn't even I hadn't even been with you guys for a month, not even a couple weeks really, and I had my first deal on the contract, and that was my first deal closing. Um, which was, I mean, I was shocked. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm like, hold on, this dude, what in the world is going like? This guy didn't charge me anything. They just want me to bring them deals, and that's it. Like, and you don't have to run numbers per se. You don't have to, jump through hoops. It's just a deal. You're finding a deal. Um, which brought me back to the training that I had with Jerry Norton, which was he always said, well, everybody's chasing their first deal. Nobody's looking for their first paycheck. Basically, what he was saying is that your deal a deal is a deal is a deal, depending on who the end buyer is. If you're looking to wholesale to another wholesaler, of course, you're going to have to find that 70% ARV and all of that. You're going to have to go the old school way. Why? Because by the time that person gets the deal, then they're going to have to mark it up in order to get some kind of profit. And so it kind of, the more people that's removed from the seller, the more it's going to, the deal gets marked up, the further away from that 70% that you're going to get. Now you're dealing with 75, 80, 85% ARV. And so you end up with no deals doing it that way. As compared to this way, you could buy the property at, first of all, what the seller, all close to what the seller's asking for, a lot closer. You don't have to lowball people, which makes you feel a lot better about asking the person or offering the person a price on their home. You just do. You just feel much better. You're not stealing their home, so to speak. And I think that's been one of the complaints that a lot of people have had with wholesaling is that, they stole the equity out of my mom's home or out of my dad's home, out of, with this program, you're not looking to steal anything. You're actually looking to truthfully help the person sell their home while making a little bit on, for yourself. So everybody, it's truly a win-win situation. It's not one of those situations where I'm looking for somebody who's desolate, who's just, I'm in foreclosure, I have to sell my home, and then I come in with some lowball offer where, I'm going to give you just enough to pay the foreclosure amount, but then you're not going to have any money to go and move to, wherever, a new home or anything else. You're still going to be struggling. You might even be in a worse position once we get done with you than you would have been. Whereas with this program, it's not like that. Even if a person's in foreclosure or whatever, and they're asking, if they're in pre-foreclosure and they say, hey, I want 100,000 for my home. Well, I could offer them close to that 100,000, and they're going to feel good. I'm going to feel good, and I'm going to make some money in the process. So yeah, I mean, it's an awesome program, man. And
That's
then,
incredible, bro. I
yeah, just
appreciate you
working with
sharing
you
that.
guys is like awesome too, because like, where else are you going to be able to just find the deal and then pass it off?
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be a deal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's from the traditional wholesaling perspective, like you said, like it doesn't even have to be a juicy deal.
Right.
As long as we could find the type of properties we're looking for, right, that
Mm-hmm.
fit the hedge fund criteria, it's simple handoff, right? And that's
Let's
go with the process. Hey, I want to dive in a little bit with that deal. Was that your first deal you ever did?
Yeah.
Closing with us, bro. That's incredible.
Yep.
That's incredible.
56. Yeah. Yep. That was the
56
first,
Olive
very
Lane, huh?
first. Huh?
56 Olive.
Yep. 56 Olive. I remember the address and everything. I'm just like, yo, like, I can't believe I did this. Like, yeah. We were pumped.
I love it, man. That's awesome. What did it feel like getting your first paycheck?
It was actually like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, yo, something's about to happen. They're not gonna pay me this money that they're claiming that they're gonna pay me. Like, there's gonna be some kind of gotcha, some kind of catch. Somebody's gonna do something, because that's usually how it works. Like I said, with the program that I was in before, it was like, yeah, we're gonna pay you $10,000 to find me an ugly house. And I found like 5 ugly houses, and each time it was, oh, well, it just doesn't fit this. Oh, well, it doesn't fit that. And I'm like, dude, you didn't say all of this in your program. Now, all of a sudden, all of these extra things are coming up. Whereas with this, it was like, there was nothing extra. There was no, it was what it was. When you said, hey, this is how we doing it, this is what's going on, that was it. You know what I mean? I didn't there was no gotcha. There was no, well, Reg, you're gonna have to pay an extra whatever out of your profit because the program gonna cost you. It was none of that. So I really, really appreciated that part,
bro. That's what's up. Yeah, I found that by creating a simple process, right, that anyone can follow, and being able to communicate that to our partners, right, to the community, it helps empower you guys with the tools that you need to win. Right. And at the end of the day, that's how the whole team wins. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, bro. I appreciate you, Reggie.
Not a problem, man.